Hello, I'm Trudy, One Grounded Angel. This is the weekly angel card reading for the week beginning June the 26th through to July the 2nd, 2017. Now, I've had some feedback that I'm a little bit too quiet in these readings. I do have the little lapel microphone, but perhaps it's not working as well as it could be. So if you are also experiencing this, could you let me know? I'm doing my best to speak up, but I don't actually have a very booming voice anyway. But anyway, we'll see. I've turned up the volume and we'll hope that that boosts the recording volume of this. I'm not very technical, clearly. So let's start with this. Actually, before I begin, I just want to talk to you a bit about what's going on in terms of the planetary energies right now. So we had a very intense new moon last week on Friday/Saturday, depending on where in the world you are. And it coincides with the winter solstice, so it's very much an emotional time right now. With it tends to be a time of change and signals a lot of endings and invites you to set intentions for the way you want to move forward. There's still time to do that if you want to. I would recommend it. But what that means is it's bringing up a lot of things for people that are can be a little bit confronting. But remember, nothing comes up without a reason. Things come up so we can clear them. So where fear comes up, it's showing you where your blocks are. So the new moon as well that was on Friday was in Cancer, and also the sun's in Cancer, and also Mercury, the planet, is also in Cancer until the end of this week. So there's a lot of Cancer going on right now, and that's a sign that's associated with our home life, our family, our emotions, also our mothering. So you could be having things like tensions with your mother right now. You could be having just feeling extra emotional and no particular sort of reason for it. You could be struggling with your home not feeling settled enough. You could be feeling a pull just to stay at home more and to kind of seek that haven kind of sensation. And you could be feeling compelled to spend more time with your family. So whatever it is, just go with it. If you're feeling extra emotional, please know those emotions do pass. But again, you can look for the lesson in it that might help you. What is that trying to show you? Is there work for you to do there? So that might be a little clue to help you there. So we'll start with Monday. Monday straight away, courage. Courage, that was a weird accent, courage. So, I mean, bravery is something that in our society we focus on the big things, like the jumping off the bridge when you're bungee jumping, or the big terrifying job interviews or anything like that. But courage is actually something that is involved every day. Courage to be yourself, courage to stand up for yourself, courage to be different. So there's all sorts of ways that courage is required, and this card is inviting you to ask for more courage when you need it, and to know and to trust that you do have enough courage to get through this situation. The universe never gives you more than you can deal with, okay? Even though it does give you really hard and scary things sometimes, there's a reason for that, even though it might not feel so pleasant at the time. So ask for more courage and know you have enough. You can always get a boost. So when Archangel Michael's, who I normally call on for extra courage, this particular card is for Archangel Ariel. Ask whoever you can even just ask your guardian angels. But when they give you courage, they're not giving it to you from some external force. They're just boosting the reserves that you already have. They're making those come to the fore. So you already have that ability. So let's look at Tuesday. Oh my goodness. That didn't go so well. What have we got here? Ooh. Yeah, no, that's not working. Swapping decks. Tuesday. Those of you who've watched my videos before will know that sometimes the way the universe communicates to me that I've got the wrong card deck is by making me drop them. You could say that's just my general clumsiness anyway, but clumsiness doesn't really, when I'm in alignment and I'm channeling the universe, it doesn't really, my sort of personality things aren't really so much of an indication, I guess. They're not really so much of an obstacle because, of course, I'm still myself while I'm talking to you. I use my own mannerisms. I talk, with my own kind of expressions, but the messages I'm delivering are coming from up there. So even though I do still have those things, they're less likely to be of an issue. So I know when there's something going wrong, it's not that hard to shuffle a deck of cards, they're telling me it doesn't feel right. There's something not working. 5 cards will jump out at once. It's just the sensation that I've got the wrong cards for that particular day. So what I have here is Tuesday, family, which is very appropriate for this Cancer moon. Now, what I also meant to say was the planet Mercury is in Cancer until July the 2nd. That's the planet associated with communication and intellect. So that may mean that you are going to be more or better able to communicate with your family if there are hard conversations that you need to have. You may be finding it more difficult to communicate with them if you're someone who normally struggles with that. And it's because the universe is pushing you to deal with that stuff that you're kind of sticking your head in the sand about. It could also mean, because it's also about intellect and information, it might be that this is a good time for you to have like a catch up where you share information in some form. I don't really know what that would look like, but whatever works for you. It might mean that there's something you need to address with your children in terms of how everything's going. Maybe you need to do some research into someone's situation. Maybe someone needs some extra, needs you to find some extra information in regards to their health or their education. Anyway, ultimately what this card is about is an invitation to reconnect with your family, to remember where you've come from. If you don't have a good relationship with your family, you might look at this as a time to heal with them or not with them, just within yourself. If you have a really toxic family relationship, and I know there are a lot of people who have that, and you've cut ties with your family for the right reasons, then maybe this is a good time for you to bond with your family of choice rather than your family of origin, your people, your tribe. Or it might just mean that you start to look at how you can be supporting yourself more, because I know family is an external thing, but the things we get from our family, guidance, support, we also need to be giving to ourselves. So whatever this card means to you, you go with that. We're going to go with this Wednesday. Is this for Wednesday? Okay. Just thinking out loud. Oop. Here we go. Oh, purification. So the word detox is one of my most hated words, but it's really in an energetic sense here. It's not talking about, doing some crazy lemon juice diet and detoxing, your food toxins. It's about getting rid of energy that's stuck or is toxic. And sometimes you need to look at where that energy has come from. If it's come from the people that you're surrounding yourself with, maybe it's time to limit your time or to cut some cords there, because most of the time we get to choose the people that we spend time with. And if you're choosing to spend time with people who are really bitchy, who are backstabbing, who bring you down in some way, who are users, fake, whatever it is, your intuition is telling you these people are not right. So maybe you should listen to that and actually cut ties. Sometimes people are reluctant to do that because they don't want to upset people. They worry about what people will think of them. Who cares? It's not worth the price of what it's doing to you in terms of bringing you down. You're not. We struggle a lot in terms of our family. We all have to deal with tensions there. You don't need to. The people that you're choosing to spend time with, you don't need to deal with their shit as well as what you're dealing with your family. Now, when I say dealing with shit, I don't mean, I'm not talking about the big scale kind of family issues that I alluded to before. I'm talking about, the everyday kind of tensions that we have with our parents, God love them, and our kids, etc. And, siblings, often there can be clashes there. Now, also look at where you have got the energy block yourself. Maybe, if you're not looking externally to where it's come from, just look at what's going on and look at clearing it. So this would be a good time to do a cleansing meditation, which you can find on YouTube, or you could, I always talk about the water as a means of cleansing. So bathing in Epsom salts, float therapy, swimming in the ocean, all those things are really good. Getting some crystals like amethyst, it's really good in clear quartz, or really good for purification. What else? Some Kundalini yoga, some energy healing. Just trying to think what else is always good for purification. Yeah, those are the main ones, I guess. Um, Look at if there's a particular geographical place that you are picking up energy. Is it your workplace? Maybe it's in your home. Maybe your home needs you to move around some energy by getting rid of clutter. Clutter is a massive drain on your energy. Do you need to bring in some more plants, some nature to lift the energy? Do you need to open some windows and get the air flowing? Anyway, I'll leave you to think about that. But whatever you can do to cleanse your energy and to get rid of toxins, whatever it is that's draining you right now, that's what you need to address. Looking at Thursday. Oop. We've got two cards here. I think they're both relevant and I'm going to post them both. So first of all, Archangel Michael, I've already spoken about him earlier. He is the one you call on for strength, courage, confidence, protection. So he is your spiritual bodyguard. So, and here he is with his sword of light, which protects and cuts cords with things that no longer serve you as well. He's the one I work with when I do cord cutting work with clients. So he's here to reinforce that earlier message about courage and letting you know you got this, come on, you can do this, and ask me for help if you need extra courage. And we also have Thursday, the solar plexus chakra. That is the third one up, and it is associated with power and control. Now, sometimes those words are obviously quite loaded. So there can be a solar plexus chakra imbalance if you're a doormat. You haven't got enough energy in that. Or you've got too much energy and you're really controlling of other people. You're telling them what to do. You're one of those, like those managers who swoops in and, micromanages people. Real control issues. But it could also, those are extremes, but you could also be somewhere in the middle. Look at where you've got issues with what are you trying to control that is out of your control, as a lot of things in our life are. And look at also, where are you taking charge of the situation? Where are you, sometimes I talk about this a lot, but I have a real issue with people who have a victim mentality. It really annoys me because when you have a victim mentality, you're giving away all your power. You're saying, I have no control over this situation. And it may be sometimes that you don't, but honestly, a lot of the time, if you're saying that, it's because you know what you need to do, but you don't want to do it. And this comes up a lot for people who are in unhappy marriages, and they say, oh, I can't leave, I'm stuck here. Yeah, you can leave, and you should, but you're choosing not to so that you can blame the other person for the situation. It's not up to them to change, it's up to you to get yourself out of the situation. So look at where you're not taking charge, using, I was talking about trying to control things. If there is a situation where you should be controlling it and you're not, to use your power in that sense. Power is a positive thing. It's not the bad thing that we've been led to believe. We learn that power corrupts and power is something that's used to dominate and manipulate. That's not the case. In spiritual truth, power is how you set goals and you go after them. Power is a really good thing, and it's a loving thing. It's not used to hurt other people. If you're doing that, or if that's been done to you, it's been done wrong, and that's because it's come from fear and not from love. So look at all those issues. This normally comes up when I'm doing a personal client reading, when they are not taking charge of the situation. They think they don't have enough power, and this is reminding them that they can change the situation, and it starts with changing their mind into thinking that they do have the ability, they do have the power, and that nothing's fixed, and it's up to them to take some action to get things moving there. So, and you can see how Archangel Michael is relevant to that message as well, because he's a good person to call on for the strength to make those changes and the courage. So Friday, this one's come up, sense of humour. This is so appropriate because one thing I didn't mention about the solar plexus chakra is it's also mentioned in regards to humour. We talk about belly laughs. The solar plexus is around the belly. So if you're laughing, you're activating that chakra, like a really good laugh. You're activating that power as well. What was I going to say? Anger is another emotion associated with the solar plexus. I'll just mention this now before I go back to this. Often it comes up if I'm doing Reiki on someone and they're angry towards whatever, their parents for not giving them what they needed, or their boss for not promoting them, or whatever it is, it's normally going to be the solar plexus chakra. And that may be because they've chosen to stay angry rather than deal with the situation. But anyway, so it may be appropriate to look at where you're angry as well in regards to that Thursday message, which doesn't mean it's not relevant on other days of the week as well. It just means that Thursday there's a lot of emphasis on it in particular. But you know where your blocks are, or you probably have a pretty good idea of what you need to address. Your intuition will certainly tell you if you don't. So this is reminding you to work on that. So back to the sense of humour. I find this a bit of a strange message because it seems a bit silly, but Doreen always says that there's, it's important. I'm paraphrasing. She says, it's important to be able to laugh at the situation. We don't want to be too serious about this because, angels have a sense of humour. That's how they fly. You need to be lighten up about things. And if you are dealing with a particularly difficult situation, finding some humour in it can certainly help. And it does change the energy around you. It lifts you up, changes your vibration. It will be easier for you to communicate with your intuition then as well. So, I was reading an interesting study this week. I do a lot of work in, I'm also a freelance writer and sub-editor, and I specialise in health and well-being pieces, which is obviously quite appropriate to this spiritual work that I do as well. And I was reading a study about how your body can't distinguish between fake laughter and genuine laughter. So if you want to stimulate all the positive benefits that your physical and mental and emotional and spiritual health get from laughter, fake it. Just laugh for no reason. That's why laughter yoga works so well, although I have to admit it, laughter yoga isn't something I particularly found helpful, but I know a lot of people do. So look at the panda sneezing on YouTube. Anything to get you laughing, it will lighten you, it will lift you, and that's important. It's not going to solve the problem, but will clear you enough that it's easier to find your way through. So there's a lot there you can be thinking about. But also, laughter has a lot of physical health benefits as well. So definitely, we're all here to have some fun. It's not all just about living out your soul purpose and honouring your gifts. Saturday, balance. Last weekend on Sunday we had the stress management card, and I talked a lot about how it's often in the weekends that our stress shows up the most, because we're exhausted and we haven't got enough time. We feel like we haven't got enough time to actually enjoy ourselves because we've got so much still to do, life admin stuff, and we're also just exhausted from the week. So this is kind of along the same lines, asking you to look at where you're out of balance. Now, I'm very much in favour of the Liz Gilbert the Liz Gilbert teaching that balance is a myth. It is not possible to be completely in balance. You've just got to make the best of what you're doing. But where you are wildly out of balance, you can certainly address that. So look at, are you working too much, for example, and not having enough fun? Are you not getting enough sleep? That's really important. Everyone thinks that's not important, but you can't do much without your sleep, and it's healing you on so many levels. So look at where you're out of balance. Are you not spending enough time with your friends? Are you perhaps, what's falling off the radar? Are you not giving enough time to your personal fitness and health? That needs to be really important too. So you might not be able to do all the things and win in all the areas at once, but you need to look at where you're wildly out of balance and what you can do to bring that aspect, to the fore for now, or to reshuffle things a little to make things work. It's not possible to get it completely balanced, but look at where you really need to do some work to adjust your priorities. So looking at Sunday, ooh, gosh. Still haven't learned to juggle. Need to do something to make this a little more interesting to look at. Okay, thanks, universe. Cleanse your energy. Well, this pretty much echoes that Wednesday message about purification. So you need to release the negative energy, the energy where you're stuck, the energy where you are feeling drained, whatever it is that's pulling you down, you need to cleanse that out. So, you know, this particular card deck, which was designed by Doreen, but also in collaboration with Robert Reeves, who's an awesome Australian naturopath and angel card reader. And so they all feature flowers that are native to Australia, or not native necessarily, but prominent here. And he's got African violets. I don't know if they are in other parts of the world. I know they're definitely in New Zealand because my mother used to have them. But these are excellent for cleansing the energy. Peace lilies are another one. I think they're pretty much most places. You know, a lot of experts will tell you to have a peace lily beside your computer because it helps clear, you know, the radiation. It helps neutralize that. And I know NASA, there's a certain list of plants that it tells, or that it takes into space with its astronauts, so that, to help keep their air clear. So there's lots of ways you can clear the air and therefore your energy. And again, it's that stuff about being around water, being outside in nature, crystals, float massage, energy healing, etc., etc., etc. So you've got to go with what feels right for you. But sometimes the best thing to do is go to the source. Where is this negative energy coming from? Is it because you feel disempowered, as previously described? Is it because you're negative? Is it because you're around people who are toxic? Is it because you are trying to do too much at once? So look at where the blocks are coming from. Look at where you can fix that. Remember, it's not possible to get a perfect situation where you have no problems at all and you're happy all the time. But there's a lot you can do to clear away what needs to be cleared and to address the things you need to address to remove those fear blocks so you can rise higher. So I don't talk about achieving happiness, I talk about achieving contentment. And that doesn't mean you're not going to face challenges, but it just means you've got a higher set point for returning and for channeling the resilience that will help you get through anything that comes up. So we have courage for Monday, family, purification, talking about clearing energy. We have Archangel Michael coming through to reinforce the solar plexus, about power and control. We have sense of humour, that's from the Archangel Michael deck, so he's kind of reiterating those Thursday messages very strongly. Balance, and we also have cleanse your energy. So the themes for the week are about clearing away negative, toxic energy, and they're also about feeling empowered to fix things. And of course, we also have courage has come through very strongly as well. And of course, that family stuff is coming through as a result of the stars in terms of the Cancer energy, which the Sun is in, the planet Mercury's in, and the new moon's in. So it's pretty intense. Now, Cancers can be pretty emotional people, so on to varying degrees. So you may find yourself a little bit emotional this week. Just go with it. That's it for the week. I'll be posting these on Instagram. My Instagram is @OneGroundedAngel. My Facebook page is One Grounded Angel. Follow me, like me, subscribe. I do really, really appreciate your support and your guidance. I wouldn't do this if no one wanted to watch them or if no one benefited from them, but I just get such incredible feedback from you, so I will keep going with these messages. And you can, if you would like a personal reading, you can contact me to arrange that via those channels or via my blog, www.onegroundedangel.com. There is a bookings tab at the top of that website. Thank you so much again for your love and support, and thank you for helping to send that to me, because that lifts me up, which means I can do more. The more we receive, the more we give, and the more we give, the more we receive. That's how love flows. So let's keep doing that. Thanks so much, guys. Have an awesome week.